I already have some really strong feelings about this foundation, okay? So the tea shall be spilled in today's video. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine if you're new here, and I'm back at it again with another Too Faced review, okay? You guys already know we are Too Faced stans over here on this channel, okay? I use a lot of Too Faced in almost all of my tutorials, so you guys already know how much I love this brand, and I have some strong feelings about this foundation that we are going to be reviewing today, okay? I'm so dramatic. No, but I'm going to be reviewing the new Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. This is not a first impressions video because I already tested this foundation out a few days ago because I wanted to do like a full-on wear test, but let's just say that didn't end up happening. Anyways, I'm not gonna spill all the tea. You guys are gonna have to wait till the end to hear my final thoughts and why I didn't continue the wear test. Now, I do have more dry skin, so some would say I have no business at all reviewing a matte foundation, but yet we are here. And that's what's gonna happen today, okay? So I identify Too Faced as that brand that caters towards dry skin personally because of a lot of the ingredients that they use in their formulas tend to cater towards more dry skin, like using coconut water and things like that. So when I was on the Sephora site and I was checking the ingredients for this foundation as well as who could use the foundation, it says that it's meant for normal, dry, combination, and oily skin. So it pretty much claims that any skin type can use this foundation. And then it says it's supposed to be a medium coverage matte formula, of course, and it does have Too Faced staple, which is coconut water, which is meant to replenish skin's moisture levels. It also has hyaluronic acid, which is meant to give a more smoother, more youthful appearance. Coconut water and hyaluronic acid are really, really good for those of us who have dry skin. So to me, it kind of makes me seem like, this would be a good product for those of us with dry skin for, let's say, hotter temperatures when some of us do get more oily in the T-zone. For me, that's personally me. During the winter, I am super, super dry. You're not gonna get any oils in my T-zone. But when it's summer, I'm dry everywhere else, but I just get very oily in my T-zone. So sometimes, you know, pulling off a hydrating matte foundation like this is meant to be. So I'm really interested to see if this might be my summer staple because it will keep me matte in those areas that I get oily, but at the same time it says that it will provide that hydration through the coconut water and the hyaluronic acid. Let's just dive into application. I'm gonna go ahead and try to zoom you in a little bit closer as much as my camera lens can go, and yeah, we'll get into application. You guys will see how it blends, how it looks like on my skin, whether or not it gets stuck to texture, things like that. Pretty much, you know, the dry skin basics. Now I want to mention that this video is not sponsored, so this is just me giving my opinion, but I did receive this product in PR, so full transparency, and let's get into this review. So the shade that I'm gonna be using today is Brulee, and this is the same shade that I use in their original formula. I tried this a few days ago and it did look very dark on me, which I was really surprised about because Brulee in the original formula is literally the perfect match. At least I'm hoping in brighter lighting like that we're filming in today that it will look like a better match, but we shall see. It did look very dark a few days ago. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply it with my Cover FX liquid foundation brush. Okay, so I'm finished blending out my foundation, and I forgot to mention to you guys, because you're probably wondering, she didn't go in with a primer or anything, but I feel like the mistake I did last time was go in with a primer. I didn't really like how it looked and how it sat on the skin, so I thought I would try a different method today and just only do my skincare, moisturize, just prepare my skin and get it super hydrated since this is a matte formula, and just skip primer. So that's what I did today, and I feel like it applied way smoother than it did the first time around. I don't know if it's appearing very dark on camera, but in person, I swear this is so dark and it looks orangey on me for some reason. Like, I'm gonna put my hand up beside it so you guys can see how dark it is, even though my hand is not the best way to match to my face, because I feel like my face is a little darker than my hand, to be honest. It's just such a huge huge difference. So now I know if I were to ever really use this formula, or if you're someone who wants to pick up the matte foundation, you might have to go lighter than what you are in the original formula. Like, this is not something I could pull off like with a brighter concealer and I would be good. Like, it's just gonna take a lot of work. But for the sake of the review, and since this is the only shade that they sent me, because the shades are supposed to transcend between both lines. Is transcend even the right word? I don't know. Let's just go with it. We're gonna go into concealer now just to finish up the look and try to brighten things up. I'm gonna go in with a more lighter shade in the concealer than I normally do. I'm gonna be going in with the Too Faced Born This Way Super Coverage Concealer. You guys already know my fave, my holy grail favorite concealer. And this is in the shade Cookie. It's a lot brighter than this shade that I normally use, Butterscotch, but I feel like today we need a brighter under eye. So I'm gonna go ahead with some of that, and I'm gonna go in with some of it on my chin, do a little bit of the forehead as well. I usually don't do this all the time, but since the foundation is so dark, I feel like I could use some brightening up. So I'm just gonna go in with the full-on concealer shenanigans that a lot of people do, which most of the time I just cannot be bothered to. And I'm gonna be taking my Sephora Pro Concealer 71 brush and just start to blend that out. Alright guys, so I just went ahead and set my under eyes and the other areas where I placed my concealer off camera. I feel like the concealer did help a little bit to brighten it up, but still foundation's a little too dark for my liking. Let me know in the comment section below how you guys feel about this shade. I don't know if I'm crazy. Maybe when I'm editing I'll realize it's not that dark, but in person it just ain't it. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. When I tried this foundation a few days ago, I honestly hated it. Like, I'm gonna give you guys the real tea. Like, I really hated the foundation. I felt like it brought out like all the dryness in my skin. I felt like I looked patchy. I felt like I looked dry. I don't know what it is about today though, or if it's because I used a different method of application. I prepped my skin to be super hydrated compared to last time. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it doesn't look as patchy. It doesn't look like it's clinging onto my texture. It actually looks like very wearable, which is really throwing me off guard because I actually hated the foundation a few days ago. But now that I'm looking at it, I'm a little confused. I'm confused because I actually kind of like it, which is weird. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my base makeup on camera, do my lipstick, but I'm gonna speed through it. So if you guys don't wanna see the steps, you can go ahead and just skip forward to when I give my final thoughts. But if you guys wanna see the rest of this look come together, just stay tuned. Alright guys, and this is the finished look. I went ahead and set my face also with the Huda Beauty Glow Cocoa Hydrating Mist. I've been really liking that, and I feel like that added some hydration back into the face. Overall guys, I'm genuinely shocked with how this foundation looks today because it did not look this good when I first tried it. My initial thoughts when I first tried it out was that it was insanely dry on my forehead. It was clinging onto my patches. Maybe I just prepped my face a little bit better today than I did the first time I tried it out, but it looks a lot better. So my final thoughts on the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation is that if you have dry skin, you can actually get away with it. Initially, when I first tried it out a few days ago, I was so infuriated with how dry it made my skin. Okay, I'm being dramatic, but no, seriously, I was so done with how patchy my skin looked. So I didn't even go ahead and do a wear test because I just felt like this looked terrible. I'm not going outside with this foundation on. Like, I'm really not. So that's pretty much why I didn't follow through with my wear test. But when it comes to this foundation, after giving it a try again now, the texture is definitely showing through, which is expected though because it is a matte formula, you know what I mean? I knew it was gonna make me look a little bit dry, but it's not as bad. Like, you can get away with it. So this is what I would give you guys as my final thoughts. If you're someone with dry skin but you have like dry but more clear skin, I feel like you could totally get away with this if you want something to have on your T-zone area or just to wear in hot hotter temperatures, I feel like you could totally get away with this foundation. But if you're someone who has dry textured skin, I would say stay away from this foundation because I just feel like it's not meant for people with dry textured skin. That's just my opinion. On the areas that I don't have texture, it looks really, really good. But on my forehead area, it does emphasize the dryness on my forehead and around my nose area and things like that more than I would like, if that makes sense. So that's my thoughts on it. Overall, I'm kind of surprised. I'm not as mad at it as I was when I first tried this foundation. I feel like I still won't lean towards this foundation, to be honest. I don't think I would be getting a lot of wear out of it or a lot of use. I'd probably end up giving it to a family friend, maybe who has more oily skin, because I don't know, I just feel like I have a lot of foundations that make my skin look better with my dry skin, and it doesn't emphasize my texture, so I don't really see me getting a lot of use out of this. Like I said before, if you're someone who has drier skin but like your skin is super, super clear, you can go ahead, like no texture, I'm talking no texture at all, you could totally wear this for the summer and you would still look good because it's not super drying. But if you have the smallest amount of texture, this is just not going to work for you, sis. I would say stay clear, stick to whatever you have. And at the end of the day, it is a matte formula. It's not really meant for us, as much as, you know, it has such good ingredients like hyaluronic acid and coconut water that is meant to, you know, combat dryness and give that hydration. I still don't feel like a matte foundation is something that, as drier skin types, we would be leaning towards anyways. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, that is pretty much my honest thoughts on the foundation. I feel like if you have dry skin, you really don't need this collection that much in your life. But if you're someone who has more oily skin and has been waiting for a nice foundation to try from Too Faced, give this a shot. You might actually like it. Let me know in the comment section below if you're someone who has more oily skin. Have you tried this foundation? Are you feeling it? What are your thoughts? But I just wanted to give you guys my complete honesty. You know how much I love Too Faced, but I just feel like this foundation is just not meant for me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure you comment down below what are your thoughts on this foundation. Make sure you subscribe to join the family. It would really mean a lot to me if you did. We're almost getting closer to 12K, so let's do it. I upload twice a week, so you're gonna wanna make sure you guys have your bell notifications on so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much. You're awesome. And thank you, Too Faced, for sending this foundation my way to review for you guys. I really appreciate it. And yeah, like always, I'll see you guys in my next video.